Sup, my friends, and welcome back to the Dragon's Lair. This is the Taoist Dragon, but you can call me Toasty, and this isn't going to be a fun episode. I want to keep this mostly unedited because it's important to the message, but I will also admit that I've recorded this once before, but it was way too long. It was like over half an hour. I don't expect anybody to watch that length of video for something as serious and depressing as this. It's also just a channel update. I will let the people know who follow me on social media. You guys are already familiar with what's going on. I am just elaborating on that, particularly for the people who just watch me on YouTube. And I urge you, though, I understand if you haven't already, but to follow me on social media now, particularly on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. I am Taoist Dragon Games, Taoist Dragon GMS. And the reason being is that's where I will update about whether I can upload episodes that day or not. And now I will clarify to why that is. So, my brother, a few days ago, went to the ICU. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but his liver and kidneys shut down, and with like the rapid fire of news, and news being like what my family was saying, what the hospital's saying, there's just all this stuff going on, so I didn't even really know what was going on, but I'll just lay this flat out there. We thought my brother was dead. So, like, for all intents and purposes, I was expecting a few days ago to say goodbye to my brother. And it's a really complicated emotional spot for me right now because there was things like I didn't want to go see my brother when he was in ICU like straight away. I did decide ultimately to go because I knew I wouldn't forgive myself, but I have a lot of issues with things like death and I guess emotional things like that. Because it's from a few different places inside me, and sorry for going off on like this tangent. It relates to what I'm feeling right now, but like I'm really spiritual, so I don't feel like death is the end, but I like also have fears of like losing people, and my way of dealing with the potential loss of people, which is inevitable. Sorry, I had to say that twice because the first time I was just like this big long slur, but because it's going to happen, and it happened to me rather young, that I lost somebody important to me. They didn't die, it's just they kind of just disappeared from my life. And I don't blame anybody. This is just a really bad situation. I'm just saying that because I feel like I have to be the strong one when it comes to things like exactly what just happened, this big emotional upheaval. So when times get really tough, I feel like I have to be the one to keep a level head because I don't trust that the people around me will, but also because in this particular situation, losing somebody important, I dealt with that emotionally a long time ago, where I had the thought, since I'm the youngest brother, just statistically speaking, I am most likely going to have to deal with the death of those who were most important to me growing up, and eventually they're going to be gone from my lives. And that may not even be that far down the road. So I had to deal with it then. And because I did, it's not even because I did. I will also admit because of my issues dealing with losing somebody important, I don't want to be that hurt again. So it's a really weird place for me to be in a spot like seeing my brother in the ER, and it is right now because, well, I guess it's I see whatever. Because like I'm there, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be feeling, and it's like I'm mad at myself if I feel too much, if I get sad or angry. I'm mad at myself because I'm like letting myself down, I'm being weak or something. And then I'm mad at myself if I'm not those ways because I feel like an alien. I don't feel like I can connect to the people around me, and it sucks. And I also hate this because right now what's going on with my brother is more important, and I feel like selfish because I'm dealing with that right now. But I don't know, it's a really crap position for me to be in. um I have to wrap this up, but my brother's liver and kidneys shut down, and it looked bad, but he went to the hospital in Boston, and they have been working really hard, and he's been making significant improvements, and that's the good news. Like, he's talking now. He recognizes people. He has gaps in his short-term memory, and is a little loopy, but that's all to be anticipated. We were worried that there was potential brain loss. I was less worried than others because in that like big news storm of people like talking about all sorts of stuff, there was like when we found my brother, he was living with a roommate in an apartment, so we didn't actually see him. But when we found him, his oxygen level was 80%, which is not good, but it's not at the risk level quite yet, where they're worried about permanent brain damage. So I wasn't quite worried. He was having seizures when he first went to the hospital, though, so I can see why people may have been worried about that. And it's a good thing that he's recognizing us. He didn't recognize my dad at first, which was kind of funny, because my dad was there. He's talking to him about stuff, stuff my brother likes. He's like, "Whoa, you're a cool dude. You're my kind of people." And then he fist bumped my dad. My dad had to leave to call other family members to let him know that, he's talking. And that's when my brother said to my other brother who was there, he's like, "That dude looked just like my dad." So, but I had to keep myself from laughing because it wasn't appropriate at the time. But to my dad, at least my brother would still love you even if he didn't know you as your dad. As in the sense, like, he thinks that you're cool without the whole context of having to be related. So, there you go. But like everybody else, he recognized my other brother, my mom, and me. So that's the good news. I think they're hopeful that his liver will come back now, but the kidneys it's too early to tell. So we honestly don't know. In any case, they're pretty damaged. So even if they do come back, there's going to be lifelong implications, most probably. But at least we're hopeful now that he's going to make it, which is something just a few days ago we didn't even know. So that's what's going on with me, and that's why my episode uploads are going to be sporadic. I will let people know on social media when I will be uploading, no, won't be uploading that day. So I will be keeping my schedule as much as I can, daily uploads excluding Sunday. But, if I can't, then I will let people know. This is going to be the worst week, so it probably won't impact next week too much. But another thing is I'm putting the Messenger on hold. I have one episode of it that I already recorded before everything went down. But I can't handle that game. I'm going to be making episodes, and I'm going to be putting on the same energy, and probably still going to impact it in the sense that I'm not going to be able to handle things in the game as well as I could normally. So I might get more frustrated, which is why I'm not playing the Messenger. It's a hard game, and I would probably freak the heck out on it. I already have, so yeah, it's not the time to be playing that. I will be doing things that make me happy. And don't make me want to punch my computer. So it should only be like a couple weeks at most that's on pause. But just so you guys know why I literally can't do the messengers, too much for me to handle. Anyways, this video has gone on for long enough. I'm not editing it because it's important. My message of honesty and letting like your emotions out there because it's important. I know like you don't just go up to a random person and start crying. There's, merit in that. But it's also important not to let your emotions build up to a way that they will damage you and others around you. So that's why I didn't want to edit this. I don't want to edit this, but I had to do another take because I was going on for a half an hour. But that's what's happening in my life right now. And thank you guys for being understanding. You really have. I've gotten so much support in this, and it means a lot. I won't lie, some ways I guess I feel a bit selfish, because it's really not about me right now, it's about my brother. And yes, thank you for all the support that you've given him. I didn't really say stuff on social media for attention. I guess that's why I feel selfish. It was mostly to let people know that I can't really be uploading. And also, I can't help but talk about it right now. It's like my life. So, okay, I've rambled enough. Thank you so much for listening to this rant, and I hope you guys have a good day